What's going on, everybody, and welcome on into episode 288 of the Garage Beers podcast, brought to you proudly right here on the OBR streaming network. Check it out. New technology. Boom. QR code right there. If you want to become a member of the OBR, if you're not already a member of the OBR and you're watching us live tonight, or you're checking us out on demand on YouTube or Twitch or whatever later, boom. Right there. All you got to do is scan that QR code. It'll take you right to the subscription page for the OBR. You can subscribe to the OBR.com. You can become a member of Cleveland's oldest, largest Cleveland Browns independent coverage site, where you can read all the best Browns coverage and you can take part in the community and all that the OBR has to offer. So just go ahead and scan that QR code right there, right by my head right now. And you can join the OBR. This is Garage Beers Live. This is episode 288. Go follow our show at The Garage Beers on all the socials. With you, as always, I'm your host, Michael Keefe. Joining me in the garage tonight, my two co-hosts, braving it outside. November and outdoors, it's Chad Meyer. And out there in Seattle, it's Joey Whalen. What's up, boys?
Toughest guy on the pod right here, all right? Just out here in the elements, just braving it. You hear I'm in the shower again with the wind, all right? It's going to rain again, maybe. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to be out here, though. All right? So I'm a man. I'm 43. I'm a man. Guys.
Rest in peace, Mike Gundy. I mean, he's not dead, but he lost his job.
He's very much alive. Guys, I got asked a random question today and at work, and I'm just curious. It just made me curious. I wanted to bring it up because I'm wondering what your answers are. I got asked, what's the worst job I've ever had? I'm just wondering what your guys' answer is.
Ooh.
Like actual employment?
I mean, yeah, it could be for any reason. Worst and why, and you didn't like what something or whatever. Just could be from when you were first started working up until now.
One time I got a job for the Nashville Sounds to work in the concessions, and I went to the orientation and was just not feeling it and left. So maybe just worse from an effort perspective. I never even got paid. I didn't even submit my thing. So they still owe me money. But I worked at a pizza shop for 4 years in high school. And it was great because I got a lot of free pizza.
I mean, 4 years.
4 years. All high school. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Got a lot of free pizza. Not a lot of mental sanity from coworkers. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, God. All right.
AKA boss, but
if I look like I'm struggling, I don't know that I've ever had a job, a bad job. I don't know. My jobs have all been
what's
fine.
the worst?
See, I don't know that I had a worst, but I definitely have the weirdest.
I don't have a. I go back. I think I was 12 and I was washing dishes at a restaurant in Rocky River because some guy was like, "Yeah, I'll pay you under the table to come do that." And I mean, it's not the most fun thing, but I was making some money at 12, so that was
it.
Cool.
Michael's? No name, please.
No. I just can't think of a job that I've had where I'm like, that was terrible. I think I'd have to if I had to list anything, it would be a job that was great for so many reasons, but I think I'd have to throw out the Crushers because I worked 80 hours a week and got paid $20,000 a year. Like
I said, it could be for any reason.
It was caddying at Lakewood Country Club.
Oh, I bet that would suck.
That sucked.
Why did it suck?
Just the people. I just I don't vibe with country club folk.
Okay.
They're just very entitled, very douchey, very just I had a guy snap his 5-wood in front of me because he put it 5 feet off the green, and I was like, I would kill for that shot, dude. What are you talking about? And
yeah.
The pay, you'd sometimes get tip good. I don't know if I was a good caddy, probably not, but you just have to sit in a barn all day and then wait to get paid. That's not my cup of tea.
Like Caddyshack style, where they had to go into the hut and
yeah, you just you're just waiting until somebody gets picked, and if you don't have clientele, the guys with clientele got obviously recurring customers, but for a newbie, it's kind of tough.
9 iron, huh? Well, you're fired.
Look at this. A little before your time, but Chef Brian Kay worked at Lakewood Country Club the year of the Cardiac Kids, 1980. Bam.
Yeah, but I would Chef Brian Kay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That was me.
So it triggered something. That question triggered something for me, and because I put it out of my mind. But very early on after college in my freelancing career, it was only one time. And, when you're trying to make it in sports, Mike, you know this, you're just trying to take any gig that you want, right? And any gig that you can. You're trying to make it in any sort of media. I haven't told anybody this, like really anybody. I don't even think my wife knows. So one of my first camera shooting gigs, I worked on a porn set.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The only reason I went is because the paycheck was tremendous. Like it was gigantic. From it was $2,000 for just a random 8-hour day. And I was like, okay, all right, I guess I can suck this up. But like, guys, when I tell you this was the weirdest job, like it wasn't necessarily the worst job, but the weirdest job. Like, right, mentally, you're already sort of like preparing yourself for some nasty shit. Like you're going to see some like just weird shit, throughout the day.
Okay.
But like you walk in and they got like coffee and donuts. Like I just walk into this soundstage over by Gordon Square, and they got this coffee and donuts. Like the talent is sitting there. They're just in their robes, just talking about politics and like, oh, my grandma's sick. I'm like, can we just get this show on the road? Like, I don't want to be here any longer than I have to.
You don't need to get real personal here.
Like, why are we doing this? And then so like the shooting starts, and like I don't know, it's just weird. Like they like give themselves the old good game pat on the ass when they're done, and they're like, all right, next scene. It was shot like 9 different scenes that day, right? But like most of the women would like look up at the guy they just did their business with, and they were like, nice working with you. And I'm like, bitch, you're not an actress, okay? You're not an actress.
This
right?
has been a pleasure.
Nobody's going to be doing like character analysis on you being a secretary, okay? All right, nobody's taking you seriously. Just let's move on. Let's just move on.
IMDb?
No, I don't know. I've never bothered to look, but I just kind of put that out of my mind. But that paycheck when it came, again, hey, no pun intended. That paycheck when it came in the mail was nice, but that I put it out of my mind for so long until today when I just remembered that.
I don't know why the only thing I can think about as you're telling this story is it just had to stink in there.
It was so bad. It was so bad. It was
all
so
I can
bad.
think of is it just got to smell terrible.
Oh my God. Just and just you went to lunch, and I'm like, oh, I got to go do this again for another like 4 hours. Like this is, oh God.
It's a little different. It's not quite the same as shooting football games at BYU, huh?
No, it definitody is not.
Opposite ends of the spectrum.
No, completely. But hey, you know what?
Everybody gets soaked.
Everybody. No, that's not true. I had a poncho on. But
it's fine. The film was called Maid of the Mist.
That's right. She made mist. That's what it was.
Oh no.
Heyo.
No.
But yeah, so that's like the weirdest job I've ever had for sure.
Well, that takes cake, pal. That one takes cake.
Sure is.
That one.
Yeah. Like I was like, am I a hooker by proxy here? Like just
Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
But there it is. Here we are.
All right. Well, God, there's no better way we could have kicked this show off.
That's the show, everyone. That's the show.
That's it.
All right.
It's been fun.
And that's
Episode
gonna do it.
289 next week. See you then. Bye. No, God, we should have, Chad, you should have let us get into our beers before you started telling that story. All right. So listen, a lot of great stuff. Just the three of us in the garage tonight. No guests joining us tonight. And that's cool because every once in a while we got to have just an us show. And that's what we're going to do. We got a lot that we want to get into. We're going to get into the first college football playoff rankings came out just yesterday. So we'll talk about what that looks like. The Browns, the trade deadline, the NFL. It'll be a little bit about the Browns, but just kind of the NFL trade deadline. There was some crazy stuff that went down at the trade deadline. We'll talk about that. We'll get into a little bit. The Cleveland Cavaliers playing tonight. They've opened up a big lead over the Philadelphia 76ers in the throwbacks. This is from back then. I still have this from the days when they're wearing these jerseys tonight, and they got those jerseys on tonight. It looks awesome. We'll talk about the Cavs, the Blue Jackets out west in Canada. Where are they playing tonight? They're out in Canada.
Calgary.
Yeah, they're playing the Flames. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Plus, just kind of whatever else we want to get into. I might have a little fun game for us at the end as well. So we're glad you're here. We're glad you're joining us. And now, without further ado, the first order of business is for us to jump into our garage beers of the week. So, Joe, you got yours locked in and ready to go there, pal?
Yeah.
Good match.
This one's
Good match.
for you, Chad. This one's for you. I got the three-way IPA.
Oh, the three-way IPA. Jesus Christ.
Ba-boom! Just look,
Joe gets the three-way IPA.
Can we just do puns the rest of the time? Can we yeah.
It's called three-way because there's three different.
No, we know why. We know why it's called that. We know why it's called that.
Garage Beer, Sun River Brewing, and Fort George Brewery. Made in Oregon. Bada bing. There's a beer. Very heady. If you saw me run away, I
very that
had some
three-way is
water
very
in this-
heady.
I had some. Damn. It's gonna be a
just-
long
it-
night,
it's-
boys.
It's frothy. It's frothy, and it's
So
everywhere.
Super frothy.
Just don't get
I
any on
started
your
pouring
mustache.
this in my water glass, and I had to run and dump out the water, so that's why you saw me run away. It's great. Quite.
Why is this salty?
It's like, I'm not gonna lie. When three people are involved, they kind of like mess some things up a little bit. It's just not usually not as good quality. There's a lot more options, I think, of mines in the mix
man.
there, but the quality is not quite there.
Well, that's it, Chad. You better have a good beer to follow that up, pal. Just Joe's just over there. He's got a three-way in his mouth.
Let's go.
He's killing it.
He's gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't talk for a while. So
I have 8 different beers I could have chosen tonight.
yeah.
Joe's gonna finish that beer and he's gonna slap it on the back of the can and be like, "Hey, good working with you."
This is yeah. This is I haven't had a sibling revelry of beer in quite a while, guys.
Oh,
This is a neighbor beer, and he said, "Hey, you want to try this gluten-free beer?" I was like, "Okay." I mean, it's beer, right? Yeah, I'll try it. This is the Ollie gluten-free beer.
all right.
Yeah, and it's a gluten-free pale ale, and I don't know. Let's just take a swallow.
God damn it.
Dark.
That's good. That's good. It's not.
Gluten-free beer is good.
It's not hoppy, not bitter. That's smooth, man. That's nice. I'm glad I swallowed that.
I just can't. I just can't.
You just yeah. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Just can't. You know who? I know we've
That
talked about
beer's
family.
it's a
I
cock
know
of the
we've talked
walk.
about family, but the owner of Sibling Revelry is my cousin's husband, and if you will remember, Chad, their son lit it up in the game against the Buckeye Bucks that we broadcasted. The Kennedys own Sibling Revelry, and so you'll remember that they got a pretty talented kid playing football there at Rocky River.
Noted.
All right. That'll bring it over to me. And I'm gonna still just be on my pumpkin thing, although we're switching over to Christmas beers now, which I love, but we're on the pumpkin kick still. And Market Garden, Franklin Castle. It's become a classic here in Cleveland. And it's a very good one from down there. Oh, Market Garden? This is one of the
No, I've heard of Market Garden. I haven't heard the Franklin Castle.
Oh, yeah. It's everywhere. You can get it everywhere. Franklin Castle beer you can get everywhere. And it's very good. It's a very solid. It's not like overly pumpkin-y. It's just a nice, delicious fall malty beer. And I'm going to enjoy these tonight as we see how many puns are we going to try to set like a Guinness record for amount of puns on the show?
You're
At this point,
goddamn right.
All right, I'm in. All right, those are our garage beers of the week. Get into the comments and let us know what you guys are drinking tonight here as we hang out on episode 288. I know a few of you are in here. Chris, love that Chris announced that he is here. Just got here, but he is here. We love that you're here. Our buddy Chef Brian K, you already saw. Look at Drew. We know Drew's lubed up with a bunch of Bush Heavies. So we know Drew's here. Get in the comments. Join the fun in the conversation. Again, we are going to get a little bit later into our Cleveland teams and into just kind of various news from around the leagues. But I really do think the big news going on right now in the sports world, and this is where we will start things off, boys. Yesterday was the first release of the college football playoff rankings. So we can finally stop talking about the AP poll, which just does nothing good for anything at this point. There's no reason for an AP poll to even exist at this point because it's just terrible. But the poll that matters now is the college football playoff ranking poll. And so, boys, this right here, we're going to put it up on the screen. If the college football playoffs were to start today, this is your bracket. And I'll walk you through it real quick. The top 4 teams in the college football playoff rankings. Number 1 is the Ohio State Buckeyes, as we all would have assumed. Number 2, the Indiana Hoosiers, who I think have like a legitimate claim to be the number 1 team in the country, to be honest. And that's me not trying to be a biased Ohio State fan, whatever, but like Indiana probably has a more impressive resume than Ohio State for 2025 at this point. But they're number 2. The Texas A&M Aggies, number 3, and the Alabama Crimson Tide, number 4. Those are your top 4. If things ended today, that would be the top 4. Now, obviously, we know it probably won't look like this because you're going to have, if things were to go this way the rest of the regular season, guys, then you would have Texas A&M playing Alabama in the SEC championship game, and you would have Indiana playing Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. So 2 of these teams are probably taking a loss by the time this season is over. But I think as far as the top 4 is concerned, any gripes here as you look at it? Like, I think these are pretty clearly the top 4 teams in college football so far.
Yeah. I don't think I have a gripe about the top 4. I mean, 4 feels kind of fringe. I don't know. I don't buy Alabama.
Christ, Chad.
There goes the wind chimes.
Hey,
you know what? Just leave your mic on. We're going to do mic talk while we're on here, but every time you turn your mic off and then turn it back on, it has to readjust to the sound and it goes crazy.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
So just leave it on and we'll listen to the wind chimes. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, Alabama feels kind of fringe. I just don't know who I'd put over them at this point. I feel like Ole Miss is going to sneak in there later in the season. I'd be very curious to see how they go. But interesting teams in that bottom 8 for sure. No gripes for the top 4.
Teams.
Yeah,
go ahead, Mike.
You go ahead, Chad.
Oh, okay, all right. That top 4 I completely agree with. I mean, you can't leave undefeated Texas A&M out of there, right? Even though they did have some interesting games, right? Like this tells me that the committee's actually watching these games, right? Yeah. Even though Texas A&M, right? Mississippi State was in that game for the first half. Texas A&M kind of let them hang around. Then they blew the doors off them. They in the second half, they let Auburn hang around. They've played a bunch of these games close, but you can't unreward. Is that a word? Like you can't not reward them for being undefeated. Right. And then Alabama, the loss to Florida State looks bad, but ever since then, and I mean, it's all about style points in college football, right? Ever since then, they've looked great, right? Yeah, and going into Georgia, between the hedges and getting that win, it is much more impressive than really anything anybody else in the rest of those rankings have. So, yeah, I'm really impressed with that. And I'll tell you what, if these teams like Ohio State plays Indiana and Texas A&M and Alabama play, in the SEC championship game and Big Ten championship game, depending on how those losses look, I don't know that these rankings will change if they have a loss because there isn't another undefeated team in the rest of those rankings. So, I don't know. Again, I think it would all depend on how those losses look. But I'm so glad to see this is. We talk about it all the time, but this is what I'm so glad to see, right? Like a team like Virginia, an upstart Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't rather be arguing about these fringe teams at 10, 11, 12, right? Who wouldn't want to be I would much rather be arguing about these teams, right? then
Well,
Texas A&M, like Texas A&M could very well like be screwed out of the top 4 if we're going back to like the BCS or the top 4 playoff predictions right now. But no, they deserve to be in. I'm so glad to see teams like Virginia and Texas Tech in there, and then Memphis, the group of 5. What a season they're having.
Well, and instead, this is why this is so much better. And I can't believe there's people still arguing this. You go back to the BCS days, and you'd bring up a team like Virginia and be like, well, yeah, but they got a great shot at the Orange Bowl. Who gives a shit? The Orange Bowl doesn't mean anything. That we all were suckers for our whole lives to think that those BCS games meant anything. They didn't mean anything. The only game that meant anything was the national championship game. Otherwise, it was like, whoa, you won the Fiesta Bowl. Cool. It didn't mean anything. It did nothing for you. You win a nice trophy and you get a check, I guess. But now we're talking about teams that have a shot, that are playing for. If this Virginia team is able to come out of the ACC, and they're going to have their work cut out for them because there's some teams that are kind of turning it on over there. Louisville looks dangerous right now. But
don't play them on a Friday night.
They should have a chance. I also love what you brought up, Chad. And yeah, I'll take a minute. I'll take a minute to talk about my Aggies for a second, because it drives me crazy. The conversation on games that are close or not close drives me a little bit crazy. And I always will harken back to that Ohio State team that won the national championship when they beat the University of Miami. Do we not remember how many close games that team played? They were all close. They barely beat Purdue, right? That's Holy Buckeye. They barely beat Illinois. I think that was an overtime game. They struggled with Cincinnati, and that was before Cincinnati was like a power team. They struggled with everybody that year. And yet, at the end, they won all the games, and they made it to the national championship, and they won it. I don't know. I keep listening, reading, whatever, to people being like, yeah, but Texas A&M barely got by Arkansas. And I'm like, Arkansas's hanging 40 on everybody. They're just giving up more than 40 to everybody. That's how their season is going, and that's how that game went. I don't know. I feel like playing in close games. It started with that Notre Dame game that they really had to battle and fight for. I think playing in these close games is battle testing this team to where you get into the playoffs and they should be ready to go. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys it's kind of the other philosophy for what Indiana's doing. Indiana's killing everybody, and they have that win over Oregon where they blew their doors off in Eugene. That's the best win, I think. Put that one up with Alabama winning in Georgia, but I think these top 4 are all very well deserving, and I don't really care how they get there.
Yeah,
well, the differentiator, I go back to A&M. The differentiators, yeah, they've played close games, and yeah, the Mississippi State game was kind of close, and the Auburn game was kind of close for a minute, but they've run away from those. They were losing to LSU at halftime, and they beat them by 100. As long as they're winning the games, the differentiator between the good teams and the bad, and the differentiator between the great teams and the good teams is that the good teams drop some of those games, and the great teams don't. And right now, you've got some great teams on this list that aren't dropping those games.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how how the rest of this season plays out, right? You look at Notre Dame. I mean, Notre Dame's just basically going to have an automatic bid every year. Let's just put them in there.
It's ridiculous.
Let's just put them in there, no matter what, right? Who are their 2 losses to? It's A&M and Miami, right? And obviously Miami has fallen off, so that loss, that win, or excuse me, that loss doesn't look great right now.
It doesn't matter.
But this is the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about, though, when we're going to be talking about these fringe teams. Right, you could make a case for Texas at 10, 11, or 12 right now. Also, even 9. Sure. I would argue at 9. Right, they lost to Ohio State. Yeah, the Florida loss doesn't look great, but they've got their best wins are Vandy and Oklahoma, both at 11 and 16 at the time. So I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting these bottom of the rankings going forward, though. But I mean, you can't leave out, Big 12 champion is BYU, so obviously they're going to get an automatic bid in. And Virginia is currently winning the ACC, so they got to be in there. So, but they have to be careful not to lose another game, and these things could totally switch up, and that part's amazing. But these top four, I feel like these top four are going to remain the same the rest of the way.
What I love to look at, I do think my favorite part about the way they've redone the college football playoffs is I love looking ahead, and I love looking at these matchups, like these first round matchups. And again, we can get into the teams that are now out, that some of them are going to find their way in because not all these teams are going to go undefeated the rest of the way. But I mean, imagine being that group of 5 team Memphis and you're going to play your game at Georgia. Listen, some people are like, oh, that's even if Georgia kills them. I love it. I love it. Play that game at Georgia, at Sanford Stadium, between the hedges, a playoff game. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That matchup. How about Oregon going to Lubbock to take on Texas Tech in Lubbock? Virginia going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is fine. Whatever. But I love that last one. The thought of you just got done doing camera for a game at BYU. How about that atmosphere hosting a playoff game?
Ooh.
Be crazy.
Yeah. Those Mormons will go nuts. They will go nuts. That stadium was super loud. That atmosphere was electric. And Notre Dame having to go there, it will not be a cakewalk. It's a tough place to play. Atmospheres make all the difference in the world, especially in college football.
100%. So when you look at this, obviously here's your top 12. Well, this isn't your top 12, but these would be the teams that make it. So let's talk about the teams that right now are on that fringe. You brought up a couple of them. Texas on the fringe. Oklahoma on the fringe. Utah on the fringe. Louisville, they're going to have, I think Louisville might be the favorite to make it out of the SEC right now. I think
the ACC, you mean?
Yeah, the ACC, sorry. You got these teams that have been good all year. Vandy and Georgia Tech still on the fringe. Miami's still sitting there on the fringe. Like a lot of these teams sitting there on the fringe. We keep seeing Drew keeps bringing up Navy as the group of 5 team. So, Chad, if you had to look at it now and kind of the way the rest of this schedules may look and all that stuff, and you look at the teams that are just outside looking in and you look at the teams right now that are in looking out, which teams that are in right now are in the most trouble? Which teams that are in right now are the ones that are most likely in your mind to not make it in at the end? And which teams that are out right now do you think are the ones that have the best shot of getting in?
Well, let me start with the obvious. I think Memphis is pretty safe as far as it being that group of 5 team that makes it in. They're 8-1 right now. I mean, the rest of that AAC. I mean, it's if they get past Tulane, and I know Navy is good, but I think Memphis is too athletic for them. So I think Memphis is pretty set in stone as that group of 5 team. Tulane, with all the hype that was surrounding them this year, especially after Retzloff transferred in there from BYU.
Yeah,
they've been inconsistent at best, but that's going to be an interesting game to watch, to pay attention to this weekend. I tell you what, one of the games that is a must watch this weekend, and when you're talking about these rankings, and especially when you're talking about fringe teams trying to get in, is Oklahoma is at Alabama at 3:30 this Saturday. So, yeah, I mean, that's another game that can have all sorts of effects on it. And Oklahoma still has to play LSU, too. So we don't know what LSU is going to look like the rest of the way. So I think Oklahoma is certainly in that conversation as about teams who can sneak in. I think Oregon, man, they did not look good. They still won the game, but they did not look good against Wisconsin.
No.
And they've got the rest of their schedule is very interesting the rest of the way. They got to go to Iowa. They have to go to Kinnick this Saturday, and that is not an easy place to play. It is that's one of those quirks like we talked about with Bryant last week. Iowa at home, I know it's at 3:30, but especially at night is a tough place to play. So they are. I could see them losing another game. Because they end at Iowa, at home against Minnesota, home against USC, and then they end the year at Washington. So I think that's a tough schedule for an Oregon team, a struggling Oregon team, the rest of the way. Notre Dame is going to win because that schedule is a fucking cakewalk the rest of the way. BYU is pretty entrenched. I mean, they could possibly. I mean, the Big 12 is just so unpredictable. It's just so up and down.
Right.
Sorry, it's just so up and down. Between Texas Tech and BYU, I think that's going to be an interesting race to see who wins that championship.
Just real quick, we got a comment on Instagram. Our buddy Mike Todd, the in arena host, the entertainment from the Columbus Blue Jackets, wants to know if BYU hosts a college football playoff game, does that mean Donny Osmond sings the national anthem? So that's I think the pressing question that everybody's asking.
And an amazing halftime performance of Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Only musical people would know that. Anyway, but yeah, Virginia. I mean, I don't think they can afford to lose another game and still get into the playoff.
No,
right? They lost to NC State, which, by the way, sidebar, we can talk about that at another time. CJ Bailey is one of the more under the radar quarterbacks in the nation right now. What a player that guy is. But they can't. I don't think they can afford to lose another game because they could easily find themselves out of the playoff. Ole Miss, I don't know. Let me take a look at the rest of their schedule the rest of the way. Trinidad Chambliss is a player, though. I love that kid.
He's great.
I love that kid. I love his story. So let's see. Ole Miss the rest of the way. They're home to Citadel, home to they're getting in. they're getting in. They could lose the Egg Bowl possibly, but they're not going to lose again the rest of the way. So
you forget about those SEC like virtual bye weeks that they build in for all their teams. And listen, as an SEC fan, I'm grateful for it. I looked at that A&M schedule a couple weeks ago and I thought, man, I know Arkansas is not great this year, but having to go on the road against a high-powered Arkansas offense is going to be tough. And they had to battle through it and won that game. Then you got to go to Death Valley. And I know LSU kind of stinks after the beginning of this year, but you got to go to Death Valley at night and you got to win. And not only did they win, but they made Death Valley Kyle Field Jr. That was awesome. There were tons of A&M fans there. And they got Brian Kelly fired, so the nation is welcome. Like, on behalf of the Aggies, I want to say you're welcome, nation, for getting rid of Brian Kelly.
Thank you.
And now the A&M the A&M had a bye week, and now the last of that road test happens this week. They got to go to number 22 Missouri. That's not going to be an easy game.
They're going to dust
on the road.
They're going to
win.
Them.
I hope they dust them, but it's still not going to be easy. Then again, you got South Carolina coming to A&M. You should beat South Carolina at home, and then this is my favorite. Before that Texas game, they get Samford. They get Samford.
Trap game.
Trap game. Let's go. Joey's favorite games. So I will take those. All the SEC teams have that one, like, just weird end of the year kind of bye week game where you could just let your players play a little and get some rest. But that game at the end of the year, Texas A&M, Texas, going to have huge implications. That is in Texas, so that's going to be. It should, at that point, if A&M is going into that game undefeated, they're going to be in the playoff, but it'll have implications on whether they're a top four or not. It'll also have massive implications for if Texas gets in. But yeah, I think it's very interesting, and I love the fact that we can finally start talking about college football rankings now that matter, because I'm so tired of the AP poll and these. I don't know, man. I'm not Mr. Serious all the time guy, but I feel like if you're an AP poll voter, you should take your job kind of seriously.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of these people just don't. I feel like they are trolls. They intentionally try to fuck around with people to be like that dude that does it for, like, he covers LSU football and his rankings are just everywhere. Like, he had Ohio State like 6th.
Oh my God.
It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? So it's nice to have the rankings that actually matter.
Have a quick sidebar. South Carolina, I am completely out on Lenora Sellers. I am completely out on that guy. He's got all the traits in the world. He's got all the size. He's got a laser rocket arm. He's athletic. I don't know if it's a product of him just running for his life all the time. I don't
Just
think
not
he can,
having it.
Yeah, I don't think he can throw the football well at all. He is not accurate by any stretch of imagination, and I think that's a big reason why South Carolina hasn't been that great the last couple of years. But someone's going to convince him to go to the NFL because of his size and his arm. Like he's Anthony Richardson 2.0 to me right now. Like that's my best comp for him right now. But that's it. Look at that quick sidebar. I watched that South Carolina and Ole Miss game, and I was just like, this guy sucks.
This effing guy.
This guy sucks.
All right, last question before we get in. I want to go over to Ohio State for a minute, but last question here is: you look at, let's say the season ended and the bracket looked like this. Who are the happiest teams in this bracket, and who are the teams that think, oh shit, we're getting hosed?
I don't know. I don't know that there's a team. If the season ended today, I'm not.
If this is what it looked like.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that there's a team out there that would have a right to feel hosed. Right? Like this. To me, this is the first time I think ever since any sort of playoff started that I feel like these rankings are just kind of right where they should be. In my opinion.
Yeah, I think it was probably Oregon last year that kind of felt like, God, they got a little bit hosed in the rankings because, they got the bye, but then their prize for getting that bye was Ohio State, where they got dusted in that game. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, Chet. As I look at this too, I don't think anybody, Alabama's probably like, great. We get Georgia in our first game. That'd be tough. But otherwise, I love the way some of the matchups in the second round set up, right? You could have Notre Dame, Indiana in the second round. As much as I hate Notre Dame, an all Indiana second round game would be awesome.
A rematch of last year.
I think Ohio State could be a lot of fun with either Oregon or Texas Tech. I think both of those teams could be fun challenges for Ohio State.
I would love to see Texas Tech come to the shoe. That the most expensive roster in college football, the amount of money they spend on NIL, and that defense. Oh, I would love to see that matchup.
I mean, you could have Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, and either one of those teams. A&M and Ole Miss, I think, is a good matchup. And Indiana and Notre Dame, those could be your second round games. That would be, and that's not. I mean, not to take anything away from the other teams. It would just, there's a lot of storylines that just build themselves.
Don't count out BYU.
I just said not to take anything away. All right, boys. So those are the first rankings. We talked a little bit about the teams out as well. Let's really quickly just hit on the Buckeyes because we had a great episode last week with our buddy Brian Browning. We talked a lot about the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes dismantle Penn State. There were so many people that saw the line for that game was like 20, 21 points, something like that. And they were like, I'm going to take the line on that because I just can't imagine those two teams are going to play a game like that. And Ohio State just dusted them, just absolutely blew the line out of the water. But the conversation I want to have, I think it's time to have this discussion real quick. Ohio State's quarterback, man. Julian Sayin. Yeah. And listen, I know Penn State's in shambles. They James Franklin's a bitch. I hate James Franklin.
Hey, it's still the same talented roster though.
That's right. And I know Drew Aller's out, and their next quarterback is a guy. But like you said, you got a lot of talented players, both offensively and defensively for Penn State. You got first rounders out there on that team for Penn State. And Julian Sayin goes 20 for 23 in that game. Think of it, boys. He came into the game with like an 80% completion percentage, and it got better in the game. Like he improved his stats in the game. But not just that. It's not just 20 of 23, but it's 316 yards. So he's hitting he's hitting on big passes. He's not just hitting on like dink and dunks. 20 of 23 for 316 yards and 4 touchdowns. That is what Julian Sayin did to a team that came into this year with aspirations to be a playoff team. And obviously it's gone wildly out of hand for Penn State. But again, like you said, Chad, Lots of talent on that roster, and Julian Sayin just carved them up. And I'm all of a sudden like, I'm starting to think the conversation and the tone about the conversation around Julian Sayin needs to change a little bit here, guys, because I think you can make a very real argument that he has been the best quarterback in college football this year.
Joey? No. Listen, I tell you one thing that just added to the repertoire for me, right, is that Penn State game was the first game we really truly saw a team get any sort of pressure on Julian, right?
Yes.
First game we actually had to see him keep plays alive and make plays with his feet, and we saw that. We saw him step up in the pocket. We saw him, slip underneath the tackle and step up and deliver a strike, right? So it just added to the completeness of his quarterbacking that he's doing. And I mean, my God, just that post route that he threw to Jeremiah in double coverage. Those two defenders had no chance. Right. And they ran with him, right? Like they weren't, he didn't get that much separation, but the way where he placed that ball, his deep ball is incredible. I mean, he's got so much more zip on his ball than and again, I think you saw that more in this game than you've seen it, over the last, few games. The kid is just smart. He doesn't make mistakes, and now with the added element of his feet, like making plays when he needs to, right? Like you didn't see like other pocket quarterbacks at Ohio State know when to just tuck it and run with it. And Julian did that. Like Julian did that in this game. And if he could just continues to develop that skill, there's just, you cannot point out a flaw to me about him to this point of the season. You can't point out a flaw. I'm sure he's not flawless. Like I'm sure he's like I don't know, maybe he's a bad tipper. I don't know. Like you cannot point out a flaw to him for me. He's been unreal.
Like, what I sit here and I think about the Ohio State Buckeyes, and they're going to lose some big time players after this year, right? They're going to lose Caleb Downs, who's going to be probably a top 10 pick in the NFL. And I think is Arvell gone after this year?
I think so, but maybe not. I don't know.
I can't remember if Arvell is or not. I don't want Carnell Tate gone after this year. That dude's a first-round pick. I love that Carnell Tate has turned himself into a first-round pick, and I would love to see him in certain colors that resemble orange and brown.
We'd ruin him anyway.
Pick. Who gives a shit? Give it a chance at least. Just bring him.
I mean, sure, that'd be awesome, but you'd ruin him.
But I sit there and I think about this, guys. Julian Sayin's the quarterback next year for Ohio State.
The next 2 years.
Jeremiah Smith is still playing for Ohio State next year.
Yeah.
We'll see what they can develop on the running back side. I also think, I'm pretty sure Chris Henry
he's coming
hits Ohio State next year.
Yep.
Ohio State might be trotting out Chris Henry and Jeremiah Smith next year.
Yeah.
Like there's no rest for anybody.
The carousel's just going to continue.
I don't know if they're going to be able to replicate what they're doing defensively, but we would have said that last year. They were the number one defense in the college football last year, and they're better this year. They're a better defense this year than they were last year, and they were the number one defense in college football last year. Like, this is dynasty stuff for Ohio State. Like, this is like Ohio State's always been good at football. Like that, they'll always be good at football. They'll never. There's never going to be a time where they're just bad. They've always been good. But you've watched some of these dynasties go, and you've thought like, all right, Alabama had their dynasty where they were just winning titles, and Florida before them had their dynasty where they were winning titles. You take it back even further, and it was the Miami Hurricanes where they were just like dynasty mode Miami Hurricanes, and we're in that right now with Ohio State. Like Ohio State is going to be the national championship favorite for the next probably 3 years. Yeah. And in college football, that's like a 6 to 8 year span in the NFL.
Yeah.
You only get these guys for so long.
Yeah.
So I just want to take a minute and appreciate like where I think I don't know that Ohio State's gonna win, but I do think we just went through the whole college football playoff bracket and all that, and I look at everything going on in college football and I think I don't know that there's a team that Ohio State isn't head and shoulders better than.
Yeah,
like give me Alabama against Ohio State on a neutral site. I'm taking Ohio State by probably 2 touchdowns in that game.
Well, and the thing we're not talking about now is the free agency in college football, right? Yeah, Caleb Downs is leaving next year, but I mean, depending on who's in the portal,
yeah, right.
Why wouldn't you want to come to Ohio State? So, I mean, obviously, I have no idea who's going to be available in the portal, but between recruiting and free agency, because it's what it is now in college football. Why? Yeah, there's no reason for a guy not to come to Ohio State if the price is right. It's a fun thing that Saturdays are so much better than Sundays.
I saw that video you made on TikTok, and it's very good. It's very good. That's very good. I do love this. I love that there's just love for Navy in the comment. Drew is just loving on Navy, and then here comes Philip.
Okay.
By the way, Philip, just here every week. We love that you're here every week, joining the crew. Go Navy. Always root Navy for my grandfather. My grandfather was a naval submarine captain in World War II. He always rooted Navy. I've got a cousin that went to the Naval Academy, and Annapolis is very high on my list of favorite cities in the country.
Yeah, screw you guys. Go Air Force. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. My grandfather was a World War II pilot.
You sick son of a bitch.
That's right.
What do you mean Air Force?
Yeah. Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force. Yeah, Air Force.
Yeah, the last one. That's the last one. No.
B-2 bomber.
I'm just kidding. I think Air Force is cool.
B-2 Marauder. That's what he flew.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen. For Ohio State, they've got nothing burger matchups the next few weeks, and then it's the game. And that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. I have to like pull myself back from getting excited for like a potential Ohio State. Jesus Christ, that was fast.
Yep.
A potential Ohio State Indiana matchup because I love that idea, but the game is coming. We are just a few weeks away from Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan. There's a real good chance Michigan is on the playoff fringe when we get to that point. And so, I mean, where are they at right now? They're at like 19, 20, something like that. Like, there's a shot.
They're in with the win.
I think if Michigan beats Ohio State in that, I think they're only going to climb in the rankings because I don't know who are they playing until then. Who does Michigan have on the schedule? I don't think they have anybody.
I think they're at Northwestern, at Maryland, and then they're home to Ohio State.
Yeah, so I think if they beat Northwestern and Maryland, they're only going to climb in the rankings because some of these teams are going to lose, some of these middling teams. And if they beat Ohio State, I don't know, man. I think that game's going to mean something for Michigan.
Obviously, it always does. It's going to mean more to Michigan than it does to Ohio State.
No. I mean, it's going to mean something as far as like their season chances, not just the game, but like continuing their season.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, obviously, you're going to match up their 2 losses against, these other 2 lost teams in Texas and Oklahoma and all those other teams. So
Notre Dame's just automatically in with
and Notre Dame's just automatically in anyway. So I don't know that they're that they're going to be put in, like, I guess sure, like they'll be in the conversation, but I don't think they'll make it. That was quick also.
The Columbus Blue Jackets currently on pace to give up. How many goals would that even be?
Yeah.
They're giving up more than like 120 goals.
Yeah.
They typically don't play well in Western Canada. They do not.
Well, and it's Cadre night, so it's
yeah.
We are continuing that trend. Yeah. All right. Well, college football. That's been fun. Let's get into our asshole of the week before we go into some of our Cleveland teams and maybe just news from around the leagues as well. I'll lead us off. I brought a video for my asshole of the week.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm gonna play it. Yeah.
Hardy, man, it was frustrating. Just you give 10 years of your life, your blood, your sweat, your tears. You take pay cuts. You You survive trade rumors. You know, you try to do everything the right way, and then sometimes not enough stuff shakes out. You know, it's cool. You know, I take it on the chin. You know, I think a lot of people will say I said things, but I think a lot of people want to formulate their own narratives and spin it to whatever they want it to be. But it is what it is, man. Like I say, you know, you take it on the chin, you just move on.
My asshole of the week is Miles Turner. Shut the fuck up. Okay, so if you don't know the story, the Bucks played Indiana, and in Miles Turner's return to Indiana, where he spent his whole career with the Pacers, he got booed. That was the most dramatic nonsense I have ever heard in my whole life, and it's such a prevalent theme with athletes. Dude, you play for a division rival. You don't play for your team anymore. You get booed. It is what it is. This whole, like, when he said the line, I was here for 10 years. My blood, sweat, and tears. You play basketball. Can you stop it with your blood, your sweat, and your tears? What are you talking about? He's acting like he's like in war and he's sacrificed for his country. Dude, you play basketball. What blood? Yeah, there's plenty of sweat. How often are you crying? Why are you crying so much, Miles? The paychecks are cashing, aren't they? Like, athletes do this thing where they act like they're not compensated for their time at places. What are we doing here? You made millions. Oh, you take pay cuts. Oh, yeah, did you, Miles? How big were the pay cuts you took? Did the millions and millions of dollars you did make still cash in the bank, buddy? Are you going to be okay? Are you going to be fine? To do that and, like, to make yourself feel like such a victim because the fans booed me in my return because I spent 10 years of my life there and I gave my blood and my sweat and my tears. No, you got paid, my man. You did a job and you got paid, and now you play for a division rival team and the fans boo you. What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Philip says it right here. Grow a pair.
Yeah.
To whine about it in the media, nonetheless. To whine about it. They booed me, and I'm so tough. I took it on the chin. I'm so tough. Oh, I took it on the chin. Did you see how tough I was? I took it on the chin. It's so tough. Oh my God, I'm the toughest guy ever because I'm not going to let this bother me. Shut up. Oh my God, it's infuriating.
Yeah, I don't know. The NBA doesn't start till February for me. But no, I mean, I agree. You play for the other team now, dude. You get booed. The other team gets booed. You know, when you go to other arenas, the other team gets booed. It's something that happens in sports. Like, if you're not mentally capable of handling that, maybe you should have re-signed for the Pacers. That's your pay cut that you're whining about. Yeah. So, if you've got to be a little bit mentally tougher than that. And what's one big thing about being a professional athlete? What's one of the main things a professional athlete has to be good at their job? Mental toughness. Be tougher, dude. What the fuck?
It's also just part of the fun of it.
Yeah.
It ain't that serious, my man.
No,
this ain't that serious.
Play basketball.
Your multi-million-dollar checks have cashed. It ain't that serious, my man. Fans boo players and cheer players on their team, and it is what it is. Just chill out. Chill.
We're playing basketball.
Miles Turner's my asshole of the week. Joe, what about you?
Give me Disney, and more importantly, ESPN for blacking out YouTube TV.
Yeah.
And that stuff happens all the time with, like, broadcasting providers. There's contract negotiations, and they try to leverage, the users and access to their services by wanting more money. But the worst part of it is that I also pay for ESPN Plus, and I can't watch Monday Night Football on ESPN Plus. What's the point? What are you doing? Wait, why are you blacking out just that broadcast and you show everything else? What are you doing that for?
What you doing it for?
It's so dumb.
doing
It's
it for?
bullshit. I'm sick of that stuff, man. I hope YouTube TV holds out, because if they don't, then that means it's going to go up, and I'll cancel it. But I only have it for the Browns right now. But jeez, come on.
And you can't be paying for that shit. Nonsense. This whole thing is nonsense. Like, again, I'll take your asshole of the week and gripe it even further into existence that just the way life is now, like as far as watching shit,
Yeah.
can we just go back to cable? Like,
Let's go back.
Like, I think pretty much everybody has done like the cord cutting thing. And man, it was fun back in the day when it was actually cheaper to cut the cord. It's not cheaper anymore. By the time you pay for Hulu and ESPN and Disney Plus and Netflix, and if you're going to pay for HBO or what, like, by the time you pay for all the shit you got to pay for, it's more expensive now. It's more expensive.
Give me one fucking app with all of the sports on it.
Right.
Like, I'll pay for that. I'll pay a premium for that. Just give me one app with all of the sports on it.
I know. Like, my wife will be like, "Do we really need Hulu anymore?" And I'm like, well, "Yeah, because otherwise I can't watch sports. Like, I can't watch sports."
Wasn't
but
for
like,
sports, I would.
I want to
get
say
rid of
no.
Hulu.
I get her point. So yes, I agree with you, Disney asshole, but also just the whole streaming situation. Just asshole.
No quarrels with me there. I agree.
Yep. All right, Chad. What about you?
People who bring fish to microwave at lunch at work.
Jesus Christ, that's such a good one.
Dude, it smells like a dying possum, rat farts, and regret. It's so god awful.
Wait, are you talking about this or are you talking about the porn set?
Both. Both. That's what triggered it for me today as well. Jesus Christ, what kind of asshole are you that you got to just make everyone sick in a fucking company? Oh God, just walked into the cafeteria today and I just vomited in my mouth. But yeah.
The way people do it so nonchalantly too. I was at work. I was at work a few weeks ago, and this guy walks in with a fucking bucket of salmon and just pops that shit in the microwave. Like it's fine. Like it's fine. Like it's just fine. Like it's fine.
It's a thing. Like you just don't microwave fish at work.
Like whoa! What are you doing? Like that's what I did when I saw it. I was like, what are you doing? Okay, this is my lunch. This is my lunch today. Shut up! No, you take that shit somewhere else.
You know the funny thing is, I don't microwave fish at home. I will heat that shit up in like a pan or in the oven. I don't microwave fish at home. I don't want my house smelling like that.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Marchenko. You beautiful human being. All right. Blue Jackets trailing 2-1 now. So we've got, apparently we're just going to score a lot of goals.
Fun first period.
Apparently we're going to score a ton of goals.
Get it done. Just get it done.
Get it done. All right. Those are our assholes of the week. You guys get in the comments if you have an asshole of the week that we didn't talk about. Let us know. But boys, let's go on like just a 30-minute quick hitter tour of our other teams. And let's start in Cleveland and let's start with the Browns. And I know they're so hard to talk about. I know they're hard to talk about right now, but coming off the bye week, the Browns get the Jets. There is no reason that the Browns don't do what they did to Miami, which is this is a Jets team that just sold. They sold their two best defensive players plus others. I think they sold like half their starters. We don't know who's going to play quarterback yet. We don't know whether it's Justin Fields or Tyrod Taylor. It shouldn't matter. Garrett Wilson is a guy you got to worry about. Breece Hall's having a decent year actually this year.
Yeah.
But this is a Jets team that the Cleveland Browns should Miami Dolphins. There's no redeeming quality to this Jets team. Like the Browns suck real bad. And I hate to I want to just say they're going to lose every game every time because I hate them so much because of how bad they are. But there's no reason the Browns shouldn't come out and get this win against the Jets.
There's no reason they shouldn't, which is why they're gonna come out and lose to the Jets. Listen, I don't know if Tommy Reese is a play caller. I don't know what he's going to do with Dylan Gabriel. But if Dylan Gabriel can at least have a decent game when the Jets just sold their best cornerback and best defensive lineman, one of these Browns receivers has to have a breakout game here, right? Like he can't go. This is the game Dylan finally takes shots downfield, right? Right? No, I don't know. I don't know because he doesn't fucking do it.
He did.
So yeah, sure. He does it one time, I guess, but he doesn't do it. So the Jets are giving up 130 yards on the ground too. So Quinn is Quinshon Judkins playing? I don't know. Is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
So Judkins should have a good game. The Browns should win this game, but I don't know. This is one of those games that I don't want them to win, but they're going to win it, and it's going to be something stupid like 17-13. But yeah, they're going to win because Judkins is going to have a good game, and Gabriel's going to do enough, and the defense is going to stop this offense, and blah 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 blah. Fuck the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns are going to win this game. I think it's time to say the Browns are not the worst team in the league.
Oh God, not even close.
I know.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
I think week 3 through 5, we might have been saying a different story. So it's good to recognize that, the defense is great. Man, the Jets game is not going to solve this limp offense. I don't think Kevin Stefanski handing over the play calling is going to solve this just limp offense we have. Like, it's just whatever plan they're running, this because the Stefanski offense that we dreamed about going into the season, it's not there. It's not the answer. I don't think they're going to throw out the playbook and install a new one over the bye week. So I'm just cautiously optimistic that we'll get sucked back in after this week and then just get absolutely flattened with whoever the hell we're playing the week after. But I love watching this defense, man. I mean, like, if there's anything to hold on to this season, it's watching this defense play.
Yeah.
Before they get put in shitty positions. But it is like truly enjoyable, which is why I keep watching the games right now. And it's just, you get 70% of the game watching a really fun phase of your team play.
I can guarantee you with the utmost certainty that I will not be sucked back in if they win this game.
No.
If they beat the 1-7 Jets, I will not be sucked back in.
No, but you sit here and you look at their next few games, right? They got the Ravens and Lamar is going to be back. So you're not beating.
He's already back.
Yeah, you're not beating the Ravens with Lamar out there. That ain't going to happen. Even though the Ravens are 3-5, they're not.
They're going up.
As long as Lamar is in the lineup, they're not a 3-5 football.
And their defense is getting healthy too.
Yeah. So you're not going to beat them, but the Raiders are ass, like hard ass, just
and
so
selling.
ass, just real bad. You get the 49ers at home. Like the 49ers are not great. They're not great.
Well, they're not great, but they're still somehow winning games. I mean, they're 6-3 with Mac fucking Jones, and
I know
Christian McCaffrey's still a dog. Like that's not a bad football team. It's not a great football team, but it's not a bad football team.
I view the matchup with the 49ers as a much more favorable matchup for the Cleveland Browns than I do the Baltimore Ravens matchup. Like, I think the Ravens.
I think it's on the
Lamar,
same. Sorry. No. I wasn't going to say that. I view it as on the same plane as the Patriots. I viewed it on the same plane as that.
Maybe. I could probably get on that with you. You get the Titans. You have to beat the Titans. They are so bad. They are like that. Whoa, are they bad? Like, that's the. I probably pick the Titans over the Jets as the worst team in the NFL. Like, whoa. You get a Bears team that can hang 40 on you, or they can look like the worst team in the league. Like, they can do one of those two things. So we don't know what Bears team we're going to. I don't know. There's wins on the schedule. And so here's what it comes down to. And we just had this conversation on Inside the Browns Beat. We had Terry Pluto on, and we were talking about this. There's a really solid chance because there's a lot of really bad teams in the NFL this year. It's like a wild amount of bad teams. And now you're going to have a lot of those bad teams trying to be even worse. You're going to see it with the Jets this week. They're trying to be bad. I think by the time you hit Tennessee, they're trying to be bad at this point. I think the Raiders are trying to be bad. I think you got teams coming up on the schedule for the Browns that are like trying to be shitty. And I don't think the Browns are. I don't think the Browns are trying to be shitty at all. Jesus Christ.
Hold on to the roof.
More like Hurricane Tortilla. I don't think people are doing this thing where they're like
Hurricane Tortilla. What the fuck?
The Browns are tanking. The Browns are tanking. I don't think the coaches and the players are. I think those guys are out there trying to win. And
you could say that about the Titans too. Like no one's trying to tank. I mean, the Jets are going to try to win the game.
But I don't think organizationally. I think the Browns just showed you this week with the trade deadline. They're not trying to tank. They didn't trade anybody. They traded nobody. And you know they got calls on David Njoku. You know they got calls on Wyatt Teller. You know they got calls on some of these guys, and they traded none of them. You know they got calls on Denzel Ward, and they didn't trade any of them. I think the Browns are in a position where they think we can win some of these games. We're not going to make the playoffs. Anybody suggesting that they could get into the playoff race is outrageous. They're not going to get into the playoffs. That's not this, but I do think they're looking at this going, there's a lot of really shitty teams. So we're not going to wind up with the first, second, third pick in this draft. We're not going to. And so
Friday won so many games.
And Jacksonville, although I think Jacksonville is going to start losing a couple games here and there. I know they made the trade for Jacoby Myers. That doesn't move the needle.
That was a weird trade. A weird trade.
And I think they got 2 losses coming to the Colts this year, which is great for us. I think the Browns are looking at it going, we're going to have 2, we're going to have one probably top 10 pick and one probably middle of the first round pick. And we might not get our quarterback here, but we might get Carnell Tate, and we might get an offensive tackle or an offensive, some kind of offensive lineman. We might be able to revamp this offense, but we might be able to I don't know. We might be able to build a little momentum and show that we don't with this team, we can win a couple of games. We can revamp the offense next year, still have this defense because the defense isn't going to change next year. It's still going to be the same damn defense. And you can go into next year, 1, with a little stability, and 2, maybe you find a quarterback somewhere. Maybe you find, this was Terry Pluto to us, and I believe this wholeheartedly, maybe you find that next guy that's Kenny Pickett was supposed to be that guy, and then they got rid of him when he hurt his hamstring. That's the biggest mistake they made this whole season, was getting rid of Kenny Pickett when he hurt his hamstring. He could have been, you got to give him a chance to be that next reclamation guy. Who knows who that guy could be, but I guess what I'm getting to is I'm at the point now where win some games at the end of this because you've got Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, and you've got players that are going to be around next year they're not going to be buying for tanking. They don't want to do that. So win a few games going into next year, build some momentum, and then revamp your roster going into next year because you've got the ammo to do it. That's what they got to do. It's what they got to do.
You have those guys. I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on who those next guys are, because that's the trendy thing this season, right? It's like what quarterback can we revive? Absolutely revive. We've seen it with Sam Darnold, and now there's prolonged consistency with that. Obviously, there's Baker, Daniel Jones,
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith,
for years.
Regression year, but he had some great years in Seattle.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
So, I think you have Mac Jones is a guy sitting out there that is just an incredible addition to any team.
I would take Mac
Jones. Who do you guys have that is in that bucket of maybe we can revive somebody?
I'll give you one, and if you watched Inside the Browns Beat, you heard Fred say it, but it's so intriguing to me. And people will roll their eyes, but everybody would have rolled their eyes about Sam Darnold. Everybody would have rolled their eyes about Geno Smith.
Yep.
You could sell me. You could sell me on Zach Wilson. You could sell me on giving that dude a chance. You could sell me on giving Zach Wilson a shot. You could sell me on maybe that guy learned something over his time in the NFL.
Where is he at now? He's in Miami, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What your guys are saying is all well and good, but I'm at the point in my Browns fandom where I have to see it. Right, I understand. I completely understand.
We understand that. That's not
who's your next. Who's the next reclamation project? Sure, Zach Wilson can be a guy. I obviously I think Mac Jones can be a guy. You're selling me rainbows and fairies right now. Everything that sounds amazing.
Well,
I would love for them to revamp it. Right,
it goes without saying.
There's no reason for me to have faith in this organization that they'll do it. I just don't have it.
That's not the point of the conversation.
Yeah. These quarterbacks that are elites in other teams and other environments are elites because they're in other environments that lean into their talents and they have talent around them. You don't obviously.
Jesus Christ!
Gotta hold the laptop down, man.
Jesus.
We obviously don't have that on offense. There's a lot of things that need to change. But in the effort of not going through another 10-year cycle of draft a quarterback, try for a year, draft a quarterback, try a year. Who's out there?
Who's sure? Yeah, like give me those two guys. Like I'm like there's no names that are coming to my mind right now. But
I think Mac
sure.
Jones. I think Mac Jones is the.
I think he's the one.
Mac Jones would be great, and I obviously have all the faith in the world that this organization can revamp a guy, can be one of those guys. Yes.
It's not
Yes.
the point, Chad. It's not the
That's
point.
that's the point you're telling me. Who can be revamped? Who can be that next guy? That's what you're telling me.
Nobody has the nobody. No, it's not about. No, it's not. It's not what we're telling you. It's who's the guy that could be that guy. Listen, we've seen it in the comments all night long. I've seen the comments going. It won't matter. It won't matter who you have calling plays. It won't matter if you pry Kyle Shanahan away from the 49ers and have him call plays for the Cleveland Browns. If you do not improve the talent on the offensive side of the ball, it will not matter who is calling plays. It won't matter. You will not score points, and it won't matter what quarterback you bring in. You're going to suck. So they have to dramatically improve the talent on the offensive side of the football. That is priority number one. But, like, again, don't take away from the conversation of, like we're just asking, like, which of those names could be that guy anywhere. I think Mac Jones is a guy I hadn't thought about, Joe, but that is
that's the guy I've been thinking of.
He might be the first guy I'd go after.
By the way, I laughed my ass off today thinking about it because I was like, there's like, if I could make like a list of like the top 5 or 10 most embarrassing things about this Browns organization for the last, 26 years, Kyle Shanahan made like a 30-page like PowerPoint presentation to be
so
he went in and made slides to be like, this is why you need to let me the fuck out of here. But yeah, to be honest, I haven't taken the time to look up to really like think about names like that. Maybe next episode I'll have it. But yeah, sure. I like what Mac Jones is doing in San Francisco. I do. I mean, how could you not?
It's competent.
He has Kyle Shanahan, and he has a lot, and he has some weapons at his disposal. Sure, great, yeah. So, like, if you surround him with enough of those weapons, sure, I think he can be the next one of those guys. Absolutely.
The whole point is this, though. They have to get better offensively, like, and not everybody. You get to a point where you always want to just focus on certain things. We're going to focus on play calling, and fine. I don't think the play calling's been very good, and they're going to turn it over to Tommy Rees, and I don't think it's going to be any different because you don't have the players.
No,
I loved David Njoku. You got him out there. That's great. I love Harold Fannin. Great start. I love Quinshon Judkins. You've put together a great start. There is no worse wide receiver room. It's one of the worst wide receiver rooms in the history of football.
Yeah,
Jerry Jeudy quickly becoming one of my least favorite players on the Browns. At a time where you need somebody to step up, all he does is he's like a turtle that retracts into his shell. That's what Jerry Jeudy is. When you need a guy to step up, not him. He ain't going to do it. Man, I thought after last year they unlocked something with that dude, and they did not. But that's not a Browns thing. That's Jerry Jeudy just not stepping up. Just will not step up. Just won't do it. No wide receiver will step up in that room. I actually think you're going to see Cedric Tillman return, and he's going to be the best receiver for this team, and that's not good. Like, Ced can be a guy that can, like, contribute to a team. Shouldn't be your best wide receiver, but man,
he's like a 3 or 4 on your team.
Man, oh man, Jerry Jeudy, the way he just retracts.
It sucks too, because like I don't think getting the stud receiver or trading for a stud like that's not the route. Like you gotta retool this offensive line, man.
You gotta get a tackle.
1A. You gotta get 2 tackles. You don't need 1 tackle. You need 2.
Well, you do, but you gotta come away with 1. You gotta hope DeJuan Jones can play football, and you gotta come away with 1 tackle.
You need 2 tackles and a guard, and then be the team that runs the ball nonstop with Quinshon. Then you look at receivers to open up the running game. Like you kind of have to like rebuild that offense from that level. And because we have a lot of unknowns at the quarterback. And like, not that Dylan Gabriel has like the least amount of time in the pocket, but like he needs all the time he can get.
Yeah.
So it's just that's square one for me.
Trey Lance.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would take a flyer. I'd bring Kenny Pickett back.
I bring Kenny Pickett back.
Sam Howell.
I agree.
I don't know about Sam Howell.
No,
Sam Howell's never shown anything.
I bring Kenny Pickett back.
Joe Milton, everybody's favorite offseason trend to try to get quarterback. Listen, if you surround him with enough weapons, could Shedeur Sanders be the guy?
Maybe.
I don't know. We haven't seen him play in the NFL yet.
Exactly.
And maybe we will, but I don't know. The Cleveland
should
Browns.
have after the bye week.
Cleveland Browns. It's a very interesting stretch for the Browns. They suck. Anybody that's going to get ahead of themselves and be like, well, if they win 4 of their next 5, they'll be 6-7, and it could be in the playoff. No, they're not going to win 4 out of the next 5. They're going to find a way to lose to a team that isn't very good, because the Browns, once again, I have to keep reminding people, as people continue to look at our schedule and go, well, the Jets suck and the Titans suck and whatever. I have to remind people that Jets fans are looking at their game against the Browns going, well, the Browns suck, so maybe the Jets can get a win there. Every team is looking at the Browns thinking, oh, we can beat them. And most of them are right. But they got a chance to build a little momentum, and they need to take that chance, because here's my last thing, guys. Unless something devastatingly catastrophic happens, there's a lot of people calling for jobs. Calling for Andrew Berry's job, calling for Kevin Stefanski's job, and I just don't think that's happening, guys. I think Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam went into the Deshaun Watson decision together, and I think Jimmy Haslam is giving them, and rightly so, I believe, in my opinion, giving them the grace to say, hey, listen, we all did that together. We all flopped on our faces miserably. So I'm going to let you guys come out the other side of that before we really start talking about how we need to move on. And I think that's the right move. And I know a lot of people hate that, but I think that's the right move because, again, I've said it before. They're not going to be good until this Deshaun Watson thing is passed. Like, they're nothing good's going to happen until Deshaun is no longer the specter hanging over their heads. That is what it is. Like,
yep.
That is just the bottom line for the Browns. So, boys, real quick.
What about Drew Lock?
Sure, I would take a flyer on Drew Lock.
Why not?
Yeah.
Really quick, boys. Browns score prediction. Browns Jets in the Meadowlands in New York, or MetLife Stadium, whatever.
Quinshawn's gonna go just ham, I think, on Sunday. Give me 31 Browns and 13 Jets.
24-21 Browns. Yeah. Yeah.
I also had 31. I had 31-9 Browns. I think they'll handle the Browns and know that. And I agree with you. One thing I agree with grumpy ass Chad on. It's not going to make me change my outlook on the Browns. It's just that you're going into beating a team that's trying to lose. All right. 10:23. What? Any other big stories that you guys want to talk about? The Cavaliers won tonight. They the special jerseys were back. It was spectacular. The Cavs now 5-3 on the year, and I do not care that they're not off to a great start. People are freaking out that the Cavaliers aren't off to a great start. They are 5-3, and I don't know if you remember last year, everybody, but remember when they started the year like 15-1? What did it mean in the end? Chill out. They just got Darius Garland back. That is spectacular news. Jared Allen played tonight. Sam Merrill was back tonight. So now really they got to get DeAndre Hunter healthy, and then you're just missing Max Strus, and you got a healthy team. I do not care that the Cavaliers are not playing their best basketball in November.
I would love to see them at 49-55 wins. right? Like just kind of face a little adversity, right? Like just have to, and kind of instill a little toughness, right? Like go through some challenging times. Yeah. Like I would like, and spread throughout the year. I would love to see that happen. Sure. It's. I mean, we said it all last offseason anyway. It's really going to be about can they do this in the playoffs. We know what type of team we have in Cleveland. We know the identity of this team. We know what they have to do to really just make that leap. So yeah, it's a long season. The people need to chill out.
Yeah, I don't know that I would go so far as to say I'll take 49 wins. I would like them to have a lot of home court advantages in the postseason, but I don't need them to have 66 wins either. I don't need them to like go ballistic in the regular season with wins. Like I agree with you. A little adversity, get yourself together, work your way into the season, and then turn it on in playoff time. Like, yeah, that's where they should be.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all about timing.
It's all about timing. Something else I wanted to bring up.
Ooh, go ahead.
I have to do with the NFL.
Ooh, what? Oh, well, I mean the Jets selling everybody. The Colts going multiple first-round picks for Sauce Gardner.
The Colts getting Sauce Gardner.
The Cowboys. That doesn't make. I love Quinnen Williams.
Stupid trade.
Quinnen Williams is one of my favorite players. I love Quinnen Williams. Why are you giving all that up if you're the Cowboys when you could have just signed Micah Parsons and had like a killer defensive player, but you wouldn't do it? What?
Yep.
I don't
now you
know.
give him cap a goal. Oh, and your secondary still blows.
I love the fact that they have just shitty defenses. It's like the Bengals, and Jerry's like, yeah, this is the team I need to go all in on.
Jerry's just the epitome of the guy that just thinks he knows more than everything else and just makes it. You could have just signed Micah Parsons, you idiot. You could have just given him the contract he wanted, and instead you gave up all your assets and you brought in Quinnen Williams, who I love Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams. He's
awesome.
not Micah Parsons. He's not Micah Parsons. And I know they play different positions. Fine. He's not Micah Parsons. What are you doing, Jerry? Just sign him. You could have signed your guy to the contract that he deserved, and then you could have still had all your picks.
Whoa!
You could have still had all your assets. What was that? What was that?
I think that might be the worst owner in sports. Like, he's the rich kid that has a lot of money that doesn't know how to spend it, and
and he insists upon being the general manager. That's the worst thing about him.
On being the general manager, he's so disconnected from the game. You can't. Like, think about him and Andrew Berry on like they have the same job.
Right.
What?
Right. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
There's no way he's putting in those types of hours into scouting and negotiation.
No
shot.
Nope.
Dude.
Nope. Yeah, I think we already brought up the Jacoby Myers to Jacksonville trade, which probably says more about the injury to Travis Hunter than it does anything else. But
I know I'm going to think about the thing I brought up. Like, it's going to come to me as soon as we end the episode. I'm like, oh, fuck.
that's what they said on the porn set.
Hey-oh.
I feared that for Travis Hunter. I'm like, not that people get injured all the time, but like, I just feel like he's going to get a lot of injuries. And
Yeah, he's not the biggest dude on the planet.
I think he's an incredible talent. Like, love him. I'm just very glad the Browns did not draft him during that draft. Seahawks, are they for real?
Listen,
They
I'll tell you
beat
what.
a questionable Commanders team.
I love Jackson Smith and Jigba.
They're incredible on the road, which is wild.
Weird.
They are incredible on the road.
I hate their running backs. Hate them.
Yeah, the running backs are vanilla. Jackson Smith and Jigba, though,
Awesome.
every time you watch him play, like, he's just stretching that field like crazy.
Yeah,
Like, he's always open.
that's also what they said on the porn site.
Bam. Stretch that field.
Let's go.
Always
go.
open. Open for business.
No, listen. All right, so here we're at in the NFL season. Let's make this the wrap up point. which teams are the title contenders? Which teams could win the NFL championship? Which teams could win the Lombardi? I think you got a really solid answer last week in a game where I think you have I think, again, you never know till you get to the playoffs, so don't get me wrong here, but I think we are reaching that point where we are coming to the end of the Chiefs dynasty. So I think you got a good answer there when the Buffalo Bills basically just dominated the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs, they just couldn't keep up with the Bills. So I think there's an answer right there in the Bills. Who else? Who are your other teams that can win the title?
I don't see any issues with the Eagles winning again. There's so much talk. I don't get this either. There's so much talk about like how poorly they play. We're not even halfway through the season. Like they are an incredible end-to-end roster talent. Like they will be fine in January. Yeah, I think the Eagles are 1-8 for me.
I think Buffalo and Philly definitely on the list. Chad, who are we not talking about?
I thought they were having some issues, Philly, but at this trade deadline, Howie Roseman just does it again. I mean, he goes out and he gets Jalen Phillips. He goes out and he trades for Jair Alexander. Although I guess he hasn't been having a great year in Baltimore.
But that Phillips trade is awesome.
Yeah,
yeah, that Phillips trade is great. I mean, I know they just lost to Pittsburgh, but I think Indianapolis is right in the mix. I mean, you talked about that reclamation project, Daniel Jones. I think they can cause some issues, especially with defensively.
I think they can cause issues. I don't think they can win the Super Bowl. I don't.
I think they can get to the championship. Like an Indy Buffalo series would be.
I put Indy in the same category I put like Tampa. I don't think Tampa's winning a Super Bowl, but I think they could maybe get to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Like for me, if I'm thinking of title contenders, I'm thinking Buffalo. I'm thinking Philly. I'm thinking Detroit. I mean, Detroit is a title contender. Who am I missing? I mean, you got to keep Kansas City in there until they're not, I guess.
Right.
But I don't really think.
Okay, this is very fringe. Denver can be a very scary team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'd put them in there with Indianapolis.
Tough, but yeah, kind of same plane as Indianapolis.
But I think if you're going into Mile High in the playoffs, I don't know.
Listen, that defense is awesome, and they've got weapons. And as long as Bo Nix is playing all right, that's a good team.
It's a good team.
But
Chiefs are 5-4 right now. It's crazy. This might be the year. This might be the year they get knocked off.
I also just think this could be like a Baltimore year. Unhealthy. They get healthy. They're probably going to win the division. I believe Baltimore's going to win the division. Pittsburgh is such a piece of shit franchise.
What a storyline to go 1-5 and win the division. Like that.
I think Baltimore's going to win the division. I could see it because I think by the time they get healthy, look out. That's a good football team.
Yeah, listen, they're at Minnesota, at Cleveland, home to the Jets, home to the Bengals, home to the Steelers. They got 3 in a row.
That's a lot of wins.
They got home 3 in a row. Then they got to go to the Bengals after they play Pittsburgh. Home to the Patriots, at Green Bay, and they finish at Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Like as long as they stay healthy, Baltimore's winning the division.
Yeah. They live max 2 games in that stretch.
11-6 is like very, very, very real. As long as Lamar doesn't get hurt again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll check in on it next week. We'll check in a little bit more on the Jackets next week. We'll talk more about the Cavs, and we'll see what else we get into. But boys, let's get out of here for this week for episode 288. Let's finish it up with our cheers of the week. And so, who's got their cheers ready to go?
I got 2.
Go on.
Oh, first, Mike. By the way, with something we didn't get to in college football, Texas A&M worries me as far as the Buckeyes are concerned. That's the team. That's the team that worries me.
Oh, as far as like a Buckeyes fan?
As a Buckeyes fan, I think Texas A&M is a team that worries me. Not that I think that defense can stop the Buckeyes offense, but I think that offense would be able to put up points. Like that feels like a game to me is like whoever has the ball last. Is because Marcel Reed is just that great, and I love the playmakers on the Aggies.
The Aggies defense is not like one that you would go, that's the best defense in college football, but they are weirdly really good.
Yeah.
I know they didn't show it in the Arkansas game, but again, I said Arkansas puts up 40 on everybody. They just give up 50 or whatever. But you saw it in the LSU game. LSU played okay in the first half, and then all of a sudden that defense was just like, nope, we are
Yeah.
locked. They're really fast to the ball, and they're really sound tacklers. Like, that's the defense. And listen, if I will say this, if Ohio State has the best wide receiver room in college football, and I believe that they do, obviously, A&M's got the second best room in college football. Those dudes at A&M are unbelievably good.
Yeah. Yep. And then Reed's escapability and his athleticism, I think they're going to cause so many problems. But
I would wear nothing but maroon and white during that game, but I think Ohio State still wins it by 2 touchdowns. So
yeah. But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And by the way, BYU is at Texas Tech, so huge playoff game this weekend. BYU
Let's
at
go.
Texas Tech at noon. Anyway, 2 cheers. My first one's to Tom Cilio. Cilio. He's a 58-year-old freshman at Lycoming College.
Yes, I saw this. This is so awesome.
It just spent a lot of time in jail because of drugs and just had a really tough life. But he's playing college football. He's realizing his dream. He's turned his life completely around, and he's playing college football. He's a defensive tackle for Lycoming College. So
he's also a beast. Like looks like a beast.
53.
Yeah, he's a power lifter. He's a power lifter, so he's strong. He holds powerlifting records.
Wow.
Yeah. And then my other one, and I know we go. I know we give this guy a lot of shit. We hate him on the ice, but my other one goes to Brad Marchand for stepping in to coach his U18 team. Like it's a team that's owned by his company because his coach's daughter passed away from cancer. 10-year-old daughter passed away from cancer. So Marchand stepped in, took a leave from the Panthers, stepped in and coached the team while he was away tending to family matters. So cheers to you, Brad Marchand.
Good guy.
The first and last one. First and last, buddy.
Yeah.
I got to say, I will say his return to Boston video was like, that was a little tear jerky.
No. Yeah. No.
It was a little tear jerky. I wasn't expecting it, man, but I was like, oh,
yeah.
I mean, like, we would only be so lucky to have, I know the Blue Jackets have had just some incredible freaking talent, but like Brad Marchand just being just the absolute superstar, and like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
And to see him tear up, that was like, whenever I see someone tear up nowadays, I'm like, oh fuck, okay,
yeah,
my emotions.
Yeah.
Man, I just gotta cheers. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna cheers hockey, man. Like just hockey being back, dude. Like, I was talking to my father all about it. We went to the Kraken Blackhawks game on Monday. It's the best sporting event. I wish I could go to more Blue Jackets games. And if you're in Ohio, I would encourage making that trip to Columbus and going whenever you can, or go visit the Monsters when they're playing in Cleveland. Like, just a live hockey game is just one of the best sporting experiences of all time. The cadence of the game, the sounds, the action, like it's so fun to watch. And like, it is the one sport that I miss all year round when it's not happening. Baseball, I don't miss until about January.
Yeah, I agree.
It's definitely like a memoriam period for baseball. Football, it's good to have a break, and the off season is very annoying for football. NHL, I want that going all year round. It's just a great sport to watch. Very fun. Get you get back engaged, and it's the best time of year to jump back into it.
Love it. My cheers is going to go to my other alma mater. It's going to go to Bowling Green State University. I don't know if you guys saw this, boys, but I'm coming in with the graphics today. This is going to be really small, so good luck seeing it. They did and
that's what the porn set said too.
They did a thing of like the college football teams that sell the most beers at their games. And if you look on here, you're going to see a lot of the big places. You're going to see LSU.
Jesus, Nebraska.
Number 1 is Nebraska. You'll see Wisconsin on here, Michigan. You'll see all the big boys, right? You'll see all the big boys.
Clearly, Wisconsin's the leader of the pack.
No, Wisconsin. So they gave Wisconsin the leader of the pack title, but then they had to retract it because they used last year and this year's numbers. So Nebraska is the leader of the pack. Nebraska is number 1.
All right.
But if you look like right down here, right, like kind of like mid halfway down, you'll see Bowling Green State University on there, baby. And that makes me proud to be a Falcon. That makes me proud to be a Falcon because
it
what?
shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Why?
Because look who's right above them. How are you
look-
not beating Toledo?
Who goes to more games?
It's bullshit. How are you not beating Toledo? Right? That's the goal. You have to beat Toledo next year. It's bullshit.
Well,
Toledo's got a rocket. Toledo's got a rocket pointing right at your stadium. They launch it. It's going to land right in Bowling Green. You need to beat them at something. You beat them with beers.
we beat them at football. We beat them at football.
Yeah,
So
but I don't
there's
care.
that.
Who cares? Beers.
Well, we got to beat them at
Beers
beers.
are more-
You're right. You're right. But Toledo gets more people at their games, and so they sold more beers. But I just love.
No,
You know
no,
what?
I know. It's
You know what? Give it to the MAC schools that made the list. Toledo.
I was just gonna
give them
say-
credit for something.
Serious action on this list here.
Lots of action.
Ball State.
Hell yeah.
I would assume that's Miami, Ohio, right?
Yep. Miami
It has to
University.
be.
Yep.
Nobody in Miami
Right?
or Florida goes to any sporting
BG,
event.
Central Michigan, Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah.
Like,
Hell, UMass is in the MAC now.
Yeah, UMass.
oh, UMass is in sick.
Yeah.
Look at the amount of beers getting drank at MAC games, and I had to give Bowling Green some love. So this again, shout out to Nebraska.
Awesome.
Nebraska is a great place to watch a college football game, by the way. Shout out to all the teams up at the top. Good beers, good, lots of beers being drank there. But look at those MAC schools on there representing. Look at Bowling Green on there representing. So I had to give a shout out to them. That's my cheer of the week.
Go. Let's
Shout out to
what-
beer in general.
One last question. I saw this post before, and I wanted to pose this to you guys. This is my last question of the show.
Oh, did you want to play a game?
I did, but we're not going to do it. Golf.
Golf.
You get one shot. You got one shot to win $1 billion. Option number one is you have to make an 8-foot putt, gentle uphill, gentle right to left break, but you have to make it.
Okay.
8-foot putt, you got to make it.
Okay.
Or you are 100 yards out from the green in the fairway. The hole is right in the middle of the green. The green is soft. It's not going to, there's not a lot of roll to it. No wind. You got to get it you got to get it inside 25 feet. Are you going for the 8-foot putt, or are you going to put it from 100 yards out within 25 feet?
Can I move out to 150?
Nope.
I have to do from 100 yards.
100 yards.
Shit.
100 yard all the way. My short game is so much better than my putting. Like my 100 yards and in, I'm so much better than 100 yards and in, and I have a lot bigger margin for error at 25 feet. So I'm good.
Philip says, give me the left to right breaker. Hey, Philip, it's a right to left breaker, and that matters.
Oh
It's a
shit,
right to
Phil.
left. It's a
That
right
doesn't
to left
matter.
breaker.
Have you
It's a
even
right to
watched the
left.
show, Phil? Have you been watching?
Yeah, he's the only one who commented in the last hour.
All day, give me 150 yards out.
100,
100 yards, Joe.
out.
I know.
Come on.
I got to go with the 8-foot putt, man. I got to go with the 8-foot putt.
All right.
Dude, I think it's crazy to say I'm stepping up and hitting an 8-foot right to left breaker, gentle uphill. I'm hitting that every day. I'm hitting
Gentle
Uphill. If it was downhill, there's a cause for debate there.
Yeah, if it's downhill, I might think about the other shot, but a gentle uphill, gentle right to left. So you're telling me I got to aim 2 inches outside the right edge of the cup and hit an 8-footer gently uphill?
Maybe ball and a half.
I'm hitting that putt. I'm confidently walking up and hitting that putt.
For
I'm hitting that putt.
What happens if you lose? Do you die?
I'm hitting that putt.
Well,
yeah. If you don't hit the putt, they shoot you.
Okay, yeah. That's
You just right in the fucking head.
it's kind of motivation I need.
You gotta run camera on Chad's porn site for months. You got
Squid
one-
Game. Squid Game. The golf
You got a
edition.
site now, Chad. Congratulations.
You got 1 year of camera duty at Chad's porn site.
Well. Lunch and breakfast will be provided.
Great.
Yeah, lunch is gonna be microwave fish. So hope you
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah. So you can't tell the difference between her or the fit. Never mind.
No.
Never
No.
mind. Never mind.
All right, we're getting out of here. That's going to do it for episode 288. This has been a great time talking all things college football, Browns, NBA, NHL, all the things in between. We've had a great time with you. Last order of business for us are our thank yous. First thank you goes out to the OBR for hosting us. The Orange and Brown Report is the oldest and largest Browns coverage site in all of Cleveland. If you're not subscribed, if you're not tuned in to everything OBR, hey, click that little QR code right there. Or take a picture of it and go on your phone and go through the process and become a member of the OBR. You can do it right on the QR code there, which I'm going to take away in a hot second because it's hiding my face. Bam. Our last thank you goes out to all of you. If you joined us live here tonight, we love you. We had a great time. Watch the comments. We always see the comments. We maybe don't get to all of them, but we see them, and it was lively tonight. We appreciate you for jumping in. If you don't get a chance to watch us live, remember, you can always catch us on YouTube, Twitch, or on all your podcast host sites, at the Garage Beers Podcast. You can catch us everywhere. So if you miss us, you don't have to miss us. Go back and watch it later. That's going to do it for us here for episode 288. For Chad out there in the wind tunnel, for Joey out there in Seattle, I am Michael Keefe. We'll catch you next week for episode 289. Until then, cheers, everybody.